welcome to the third instalment of the Shadowfax hints, tips and tricks videos that we've been running for the past couple of months. Today we're going to take a very brief look at another Office 365 feature, SharePoint Online. SharePoint is Microsoft's collaboration platform for file storage, working together as teams against files, documents, as well as sharing information through shared mailboxes, task lists, calendars, and a load of other features, including integration with Microsoft CRM and many other products. There's also third parties that also build applications that you can run within the SharePoint Online window. First of all, we're going to take a look at the online admin console. If you have admin rights over your Office 365 tenancy, then you can access the SharePoint admin section from the bottom left. This is the sort of top level admin control console where you can manage all of your different SharePoint sites. Much the same as websites, you can have one parent site and sort of effectively pages within that site that can do different things, as is shown here from our Shadowfax SharePoint, or you can have multiple sites for different things. For example, if you want a marketing site or a finance site to truly lock down permissions and segregate them from other areas of your business, it's best practice to set them up as separate SharePoint sites. You can use templates, and that is part of what we offer clients. We do build, design and brand tailor SharePoint platforms around your needs, so that's something we can discuss further with you if appropriate. But to start off with, let's just take a quick look at the parent site here. And as you can see, recently Microsoft have generously, and they've kept it very quiet, increased the total amount of storage on SharePoint Online to a terabyte for your core Office 365 tenancy, and in addition to that you get an additional 5 gig of storage per user subscription that you have at the right licensing tier. So it adds up to a lot more storage than it used to be. It makes a lot more sense when you think you've got 1 terabyte of storage per user account that's individual to the users. You've now got a much greater pool of central storage to use across your whole SharePoint environment. So from this screen we can control how that storage is used. SharePoint also has a server resource quota. So despite the fact that you have a terabyte worth of storage, you only have so many resources to use. Again, this is dependent on the size of the organisation. Typically a resource would be 1 document. Because it's a web-based platform, it's based around URLs, there are a lot of limitations with SharePoint around the length of file names, certain characters that you use within those file names, ultimately as it runs as a website. So it's not an ideal platform to replace file servers, but it's great for certain projects, tasks or departments that you wish to store a certain amount of documents, but not a whole file server's worth. You can adjust these on a site-by-site basis, so you can stop the marketing department, for example, taking over all of your storage with huge files. You can lock this down on a site-by-site basis. So under your server resource quota and under the storage settings as well, on a site-by-site basis, you can define the amount of resources used as of your central pool, and also receive an email notification when they get close to the top, and that will email all of the admins. Within the site properties, you get an overview of the administrators who can control the site. Every user within your 365 tenancy can have access to the site, but only certain few can actually administer the site. And another point to note, you don't have to be an admin of the central 365 console to be able to administer SharePoint. For example, if you've got a member of your marketing team that you want to be able to run SharePoint for you, you can give them permissions to have admin control over the SharePoint site, but not necessarily the full 365 environment. So to move to the next stage below this, you want to go to the individual site itself. It will always be your tenancy name, which in our case is sfax.sharepoint.com. We can tell you that if you're not quite sure what your tenancy name is. If you're already logged in, it will take you straight to your core landing page. From here, of course, it operates just like a website with all of your links across the top and down the side to take you to different elements of the page. If you have admin rights, you have the ability to click Edit here at the top right. That allows you to move these individual widgets on the screen around, add additional buttons in, different features, as well as customize it just like a website with headings, images, and your own personal colors to add more of a feel to it within the framework that SharePoint provides here within these sort of boxes, which you can play around with and change this layout. When you're finished, you can hit save and it takes you back to the core home screen. There are a lot of features within here that we can provide assistance with. Integration with other systems, integration with your email and task lists and things like that. And also the permission structure. These other integrations can get quite complex, so we can help map out your business requirements and how we can tailor SharePoint to fit in with those needs. Just one final look as I wrap up to give you a feel some of the other features that you can add into a SharePoint site. Under site contents, this is the hub, if you like, of all of the apps, as Microsoft refers to them as, that you can add into your individual SharePoint sites. Here you can see we've got a few things such as a calendar, of which has got a custom name for us that we use for our annual leave. Some document libraries that we use in the way of a file server for easy use when working remotely, and of course you can also use OneDrive to sync those files locally to your machine. There are also specific apps such as this one here, Timekeeping, which is a specific access database which again can run from within SharePoint. From the Add an App, you can add certain pre-authorized Microsoft apps within the SharePoint environment. Additionally, there are third-party apps that can be accessed via the SharePoint store. I hope that's given you a good insight into some of the brief overview features of SharePoint, how to administer your site, and if you have any further thoughts, questions, or would like to consider deploying a SharePoint environment from Office 365 for your organisation, please get in touch. Thanks very much.